Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Sorry it's been a couple days, you know how life gets, and this being just a little side project at the moment, so has to take the back burner every now and again. But we are back and we're playing the Flintstones King Rock Treasure Island this time around. So let's see how this game differs from the previous ones. Decent score for it. Let's see. So instead of what we had last time... Oh, just stunned. Okay. This is more of Bonk's Adventures, honestly, is kind of what it feels like. Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to be using things as we stun things so we can jump on them. Controls are kind of what you expect from a Game Boy game. They're a little sluggish. They're not as responsive as we would like. Alright, so it looks like we're adding a lot of things into this game from various others. Alright, so we gotta give them a few. Kind of feels like some Mega Man stuff going on right here. I mean, it's not the worst game that we played by any means. For a Game Boy game, it's honestly not terrible. I think it's better than the last one we played by far. But again, the controls leave something to be desired. Most definitely. Gameplay is definitely not the best, but it fits being on Game Boy. Like you never expect a whole lot for Game Boy games because they are limited to what they can do and how they do it. Alright, can we get him to come over here? No. Okay, so we need to get him right before he turns around. There we go. It's so annoying, let me tell you. Like, it gets frustrating, just things spawn instantaneously like that. We were waiting for it too. When we don't want it to spawn, it spawns instantly. But when you do want it to spawn, yeah, the response time is very laggy. Like, you go to move and sometimes it'll be a suggestion more than anything else, which is annoying as hell. I keep forgetting it does that. Like, so much. I keep forgetting that it'll do that. Are we starting all the way at the beginning? No. Okay, we got... Sprite work is not the best. Like, Dino looks looks pretty damn goofy. Like, this is ducking. We just move our head down. Okay, we know it's gonna pop. Alright. So we do that so we can... Nope, gotta get him a little closer. There we go. It does that so much where you'll go to... It does pick up on difficulty, doesn't it? We do have to really pay attention to enemy placement. So this is another game that honestly is not, even though it looks like it would be a kid's game, I think it's going to be more geared towards a slightly older player because of the fact that you do actually have to rely on enemy placement. But honestly, the game plays well enough. It definitely has a lot to be desired. And we're gonna start over again. Now that we know what we're doing, let's see if we can beat the boss. We are not off to a good start, are we? Like, you want to just run through the game like you would a lot of platformers. This one just does not allow that. You kind of have to be more methodical and taking more time to the game. It doesn't allow for you to just rush through. But yeah, it is very... And then, of course, when it comes to that, all of a sudden it's fast, right? Yeah, it just... There's a lot that could have been better, but you don't expect much being on Game Boy at all. Go forward. Yeah, the controls really are very kind of sluggish. And they don't respond nearly what you would need them. I mean, especially with what this game does require. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. Come here, stupid bunny. Always with the birds. Always with the birds. I have hated birds in every single game I have ever played. I saw that coming, and yet we still did it. Will you? God damn it. Yeah, you go to jump, and it's like a suggestion more than... Ah, that was dumb. More than anything else, and it's kind of annoying. This boss doesn't make sense. Like, you can't actually throw the thing far enough to get next to avoid him. Oh, I did it again. The more you play it, the more you hate the control. Yeah, you can't throw, you don't throw farther enough away to do that. So is this really what we have to do? If he's a sponge, I'm going to be so disappointed. Okay, he wasn't a sponge. That's good. So we got there. I mean, obnoxious, but not terrible. Like with what they again, everything that we look at is kind of more or less what they have to work with on Game Boy. And it performs well enough. The controls we've seen a lot better. Like honestly, that I think is the main thing that really is a problem. Is that the game just does not respond properly to your inputs. Alright, is nothing going to respond? Like, we don't know. That's a little frustrating. Are we able to... Nope. There's no secret thing down there. But it doesn't. The enemy doesn't respond, so when you do that, you're just kind of screwed. That's obnoxious. So it's like you literally have to go through this entire game stunning everything to make sure you can't get to something first. And then going. And it just... Will you move? I keep forgetting that there was a second one there. I mean, enemy design is silly, but... Yeah, the crux of this entire game is the controls, where you tell it to move, and it's just like, nah, we're not going to do that. All in all, the game is playable. There is a game there. It's not great. It is better, I feel like, than the first Flintstones that we played on Game Boy. I think there's more of an actual kind of game there than more of a bunch of gimmicky levels. But all in all, it's there. It's okay, but it definitely could have been better. I think the controlling is the worst part of the game by far. I haven't had any problem with any of the other games to feel like it was just my controller more so than the game. But like you saw like a couple times we go forward and he would just jump straight up instead of moving. Like it happened more often than not, and that's really frustrating. It's mostly when you're jumping too. Like normally when you're moving around here and there, it's fine. But when you go to jump, all of a sudden it's like it can't take both inputs at the same time and it's having issues. So that's where the crux of this entire game lies, in the fact that trying to jump forward is like the main boss of this entire game is just forward jumping. So all in all, interesting game. I feel like there's going to be a lot of littler kids that are going to get this because they like the Flintstones or whatever back then, and not be able to get very far because of the fact that you have to stun enemies and use them as jumping blocks. And I feel like that's more of an advanced gameplay system than it would be for smaller, younger kids that are going to be interested in the Flintstones, because all the older people that are playing the game that can function on that don't really care about the Flintstones. I think it's the younger kids that are going to want to play this game, and they're not going to grasp the concept, at least not at first, and I think they're going to get frustrated and not have a good time, and not be able to do anything. So I feel like this game is weird because it caters and the IP is for the younger kids, but the gameplay itself is actually for an older audience. So it really doesn't work for either, you know? So all in all, that's what we got here. More or less a playable game, not a very well done one, not a well thought out game. Again, it seems like it's catering to a much younger audience, but the gameplay is definitely not, as well as the fact that the inputs just are terrible. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for joining. Until next time, you guys have a good one.